2. Gadget and corridor. Pulley.
Paul watches engineers use pulleys to lift the fossils of dinosaurs.
Dock.
Most cafeteria food comes from a large freezer truck at the loading dock behind the dining hall.
Gauge.
Predators have the ability to gauge depth and pursue their goals, but they can miss important action on their sides.
Probe.
If the asker isn't familiar with CO2, he or she is likely to move on rather than ask a follow-up question or probe for related ideas.
Scheme.
The seemingly impractical knowledge we gain from space probes to other worlds tells us about our planet and our own role in the scheme of nature.
Junk.
The old house was full of junk.
Gadget.
Shopping for new gadgets, clothes, or just random junk can turn into a hobby in itself.
Plumber.
A plumber is a person whose job is to repair water pipes, baths, toilets, etc.
Lever.
The plumber was not able to adjust the lever inside the toilet tank to fix the problem.
Flint.
During the Stone Age, our ancestors' tools were made of flint, wood, and bone.
Corridor.
He walks down 2 twisting staircases and along several corridors.
Wax.
They used wax to make colorful candles. The old man asks him to wax his car in circular motions.
Pail.
The boy goes to work for a dairy farmer who pays him with a pail of milk instead of money.
Rack.
You walk through a hardware store and notice a rack of energy-efficient light bulbs.
Drone.
The use of drones in science has been increasing. Drones may be useful to collect all kinds of research data.
Dye.
A food labeled free of a food dye will make some consumers buy that product.
Stick.
Try to stick to your goal. If I throw a stick up in the air, it always falls down.
Fabric.
Most dyes spread through fabric in hot temperatures, making the color stick.
Odd.
The man reached for me. I turned my head around and saw the oddest face in the world. There is evidence that groups with an even number of members differ from groups with an odd number of members.
Deadlock.
Groups of 5 rate high in member satisfaction because of the odd number of members. Deadlocks are unlikely when disagreements occur.
Aggression.
Animals like dogs show aggression toward strangers.
Aggressive.
They succeeded in keeping their aggressive tendencies in check.
Aggressively.
The car behind started to flash its lights at us. This continued more aggressively, and my driver started to panic.
Specific.
Scientists have identified a specific region of the brain that is responsible for immediate reactions, including fear and aggressive behavior.
Domain.
At that time, knowledge about letter sounds was specific to the domain of reading.
Entrust.
When we reach the adult years, we become entrusted to teach culturally appropriate behaviors, values, and attitudes.
Reel.
Dad entrusted me with his movie projector and all the reels of film.
Flashback.
They recalled the scenes from the video. Those who had sat quietly after watching the video experienced 6 flashbacks. Those who had played the game experienced 3.
Proximity.
Parents may claim that they spend a lot of time with their children. Actually, what they mean is not with, but in proximity of their children.
Fringe.
He saw Ms. Silver in the fringes of his vision.
Pinnacle.
The Nobel Prize, the pinnacle of scientific accomplishment, is awarded not for a lifetime of scientific achievement, but for a single discovery.
Hallmark.
One of the hallmarks of evaluating the quality of a black tea is the smell of dried leaves.
Benchmark.
You're trying to find people who have already gone down the road you're traveling, so you can research and benchmark their experience.
Communal.
All communal gatherings were restricted due to the infectious disease.
Communally.
In traditional societies where resources continued to be scarce, consumption was more seasonally and communally oriented.
Mason.
The stonemasons were inspired by the great cathedral in Paris.